Hit music.
Your radio, your station. Playing hits 24 hours a day.
This is my station.
Transradio.co.uk. Get social with us at Transradio UK on Twitter and Facebook. This is transradio.co.uk.
There we go, great song. This is me. Very pleased now to have back online. We spoke to her a few weeks ago, which was an absolute fabulous chat, and everyone that listened really enjoyed it. And now we've got Kellie Maloney back with us. So hiya, Kellie.
Hello there, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. So what have you been up to since we last spoke to you?
Finalising an agreement to present 2 radio shows on BBC Kent, and let's talk about them maybe going nationally at some time. And just travelling back and forward from Portugal to the UK to do a number of diversity chats. I was in Aberdeen yesterday. The week before I was in London, and the week before that I was in Chester.
Oh wow, all over the UK. That's brilliant. So, even though it is a rival station, not that we have any rivals out there, so tell us all about this radio show that you're going to be doing.
Well, I'm going to be doing 2 actually, which I think is quite good. You know, we had a number of meetings, and the producer is a really nice guy, the head of the station, and he doesn't feel there's enough on lifestyles and diversities and sort of everyday issues. So he asked me if I would be willing to do that sort of show and get guests on there from all walks of life. You know, not just trans people, disabled people, people that have been through messy divorces, people that have had violence committed to them, even talking about men's mental health, suicide issues, and because then the gentleman didn't want to stereotype me as the trans presenter, they've given me a sports show to do on a Monday night as well, which I'm as excited about that because sport has really always been my sort of, passion that's kept me sane through all my troubles and coming to terms with myself. Sports has been the one thing that I've always clung on to.
Oh, fab. Well, being somebody that is very sport mad myself, I shall be tuning into that one, that's for sure.
But hopefully it'll be a bit of a sports show with a difference, because I would like to promote sort of more female sports and get more female sports people on the show, and also also find out more about the LGBT community and their attitude to sports, and what clubs are out there for people, like netball for the women, football clubs for the guys, rugby clubs for all.
Well, that's brilliant. I think trans inclusion in sport is definitely something that we need, and definitely something that needs to lots of people like playing sport, and just because they're trans they shouldn't be able to stop having to play.
No, I don't think because of anything, for any reason, for any sort of diversity reason at all, should you be excluded from sport. I'm just going to go outside because my baby dog has found a new toy and making such a noise, as you can hear.
Yeah, no worries, that's fine. Let us know when you're ready.
Yep, no, but I've gone, sorry, I'm sitting outside there.
Oh, right, okay, cool. Right, yeah, so obviously we've had the Genderquake issue, the TV show, and then the debate, which has obviously caused quite a lot of a bit of a stir amongst the community and what have you not. And I'm going to just pick you up on your pinned tweet on your Twitter, which hopefully everyone that listening in is following you on Twitter. And I think this is great, and this is something that I know that you're passionate about, and we'd love to talk to you about. So it's how we all struggle for exceptions in today's society, trans people more than others. And I believe one trans person's struggle is a struggle for all of us, which I think is a really fabulous tweet. So, yes, did you watch the Genderquake show?
I watched the first episode, and I watched the debate. To be honest, I didn't see the sense of the show, because it wasn't either one thing or the other, and I think it just adds more confusion to for us in our community, the trans community, or our group. I mean, communities are people that all live, which was pointed out to me today by another trans woman who I speak to on Facebook, isn't it? she pointed out to me communities of people, of groups that live together. And as we don't live together, we're more of a group than a community. But I feel like the trans umbrella is too wide and too big, and it covers too many issues. You know, and again, this is just my beliefs, so this is not everyone else's, but there are a few that others people have the same belief as me. We are transgender women until we transition. Once we transition, and if you can't transition fully because of medical reasons or other reasons, but you choose to live in your gender of your choice, be a male or female, to me, you are that gender. There, you don't need a club. You don't need a label on your shirt. You don't need people. You just want to live your life and get on with your life. But I feel if our, if our group was like real trans, that's the wrong word to use, were trans people that were transitioning, we we should be separated from the LGBT community because it's all about our gender. And once we choose a partner, be it the partner we was married to in our opposite gender, be it someone new, like if I chose a female partner, then as far as I'm concerned, I would be a lesbian and I would be a member of the LGBT community. If I chose a man, I would be a heterosexual woman and would just live a normal life as any other woman does.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree there, and leads me on to another question, which you kind of sort of answered really when you was just talking then, because there's been a few debates and what have you not on a few of the forums about should the T be dropped from the LGBT because, as you just rightly said, the other three are sexualities, and being trans is not to do with your sexuality. So I presume that you're kind of along the lines that possibly that the T should be dropped, if you like.
Yeah, and I think we should stand alone. We should work with the LGBT community. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying isolate yourself from them because they struggled and they came to the forefront. And I think they're quite well accepted in society today. Um, we are still the most, I think, sort of attacked community in society. We're attacked by the right wing press. We're attacked by some of these journalists. I mean, some of them people, some of the behaviour, some of the audience in the debate in Genderquake was disgraceful. And I just felt the people representing us wasn't strong enough to stand up to them. I know the model that's on TV tonight made an attempt, but she just asked someone to be evicted. I would have gone back to them and told them exactly some truth about themselves. Maybe I'm a different character. That's my problem.
And I got was you not approached to actually go on the show?
No, I wasn't approached. No.
Okay, because we find that bizarre. Whereas we like Caitlin and what have you not. But we kind of feel
I was
that
quite surprised. I mean, there's more people with much more expert advice than me to go on the show like that. There's Rebecca Roots. There's Stephanie Hurst up in Leeds. There's Anne Wallace. There's Christine Burns. There's much people who've got a lot more experience than me. I tend to be a person that sort of lives my own life my way. I have my views. I'm happy to put them forward, but my views don't always sort of agree and pull people together because I suppose I've always been an individual, and to succeed in my previous life, I had to be very single-minded, very focused on what I've done, and very much a loner because boxing is an individual sport. It's not a team sport. But since obviously coming out and coming to terms with myself, I am getting a lot better at communicating. I'm getting a lot better at working with other people, and I look at two sides of the coin instead of just my side.
No, that's fair and valid points. As I say, we would have just like somebody from sort of these shores. Should we like that was on the show? I think we'd have been better presented. I appreciate there was some, but I think somebody.
I mean, to be honest, I honestly still to this day do not know why Caitlyn Jenner was on the show and why she was invited, and I'm sure because I was asked to speak at a convention in America a few years ago, and so was Caitlin, and I was told what fee she asked for, and I was totally shocked. Obviously, the organisation didn't have that kind of money and couldn't pay that kind of fee, so obviously Caitlin wasn't there. She was replaced by someone else, and I'm sure Caitlin didn't come across and speak on out of the goodness of her heart. I'm sure she was. We're all paid for doing work,
Yeah.
but some of us do a number of speaking jobs for nothing. Some of us do it for charity, and some of us donate some of our fees to charity or for good causes.
And then, unfortunately, fortunately, I suppose people do have to make a living. But as you say, she was probably very well paid, and there was other people that they could have brought on that would have been
Well,
more
I don't think she
represented.
made any good points, to be honest. And honestly, I thought she was a lot better when she was on the Piers Morgan show. I thought the other night she seemed that she was sort of sitting there quite smug, and then sometimes I thought she was quite intimidated by the audience, which I found quite surprising for such a strong personality.
And what did you think? Channel 4 have been generally okay up until that point. I thought that then, they've got these turfs and were allowing the abuse to go on. So I was personally quite disappointed. I presume you were as well.
I was disappointed at the way the let's call it the master of ceremonies, the host that hosted the event, lost control of it. It reminded me of a bit of a brawling between two football's opposite sides fans on the terraces. It just got out of control, and I don't think it done anyone any good or did it help anyone understand anything any better.
No, well, I've actually been also chatting to a guy who's going to be coming onto the radio show at some point soon. They're going to be doing a protest in London about the bad press. There seems to be quite a lot of negative press and what have you not at the moment. People sort of seem to be jumping on the bandwagon. Let's have a go at trans people.
Well, it's the right wing press. They've always done that, and they always will, because it's sensationalism, isn't it? I mean, what does it matter in today's age if someone? Well, take me. Why was my story such a worldwide story? Why did it make so much news? I just wanted to become myself, live my life, and get on with my life. But unfortunately, not only was I affected, my family, my children were followed. My people waited outside my daughter's school. My other daughter was followed into a nightclub, and drinks were offered to her for stories about me. My ex-partner's family were harassed on the telephone. What is it with these people? There's more interesting things out there in the world that newspapers should cover and report the facts, not sensationalise things.
Yeah, I just think the thing is, obviously with yourself, Kelly, you've been in the public eye for many years. So whereas your person on the street, we can sort of just try and get on with our lives. With yourself being such in the public eye, people know you. So people like yourself, it is a story. And something that they think.
Gentlemen know that I'd be happy to work and be involved with that campaign, because I do believe we get very bad press. Until we turn that around, again, we will not educate the people that we need to educate, and it's these, excuse my words, morons in the press who cause us the problem, and who inflame the anti-trans feeling and transphobia towards us.
Right. Okay. So yeah, well, I will definitely speak to them and let them know that you're definitely interested in coming along and helping out and sort of getting involved, if you like, or
protesting, burning my bra.
Fabulous. Right, so
with the Daily Mail on one side and the Sun logo on the other side.
Well, that would be absolutely fabulous if you could show them some support and help them along as well. And I'm sure that Toby is listening in now and will probably be dropping me a message very soon.
You can pass my number on to him.
Yes, no, 100%. I will do, definitely. So, when are you back into the UK? Because I believe you're back over in Portugal now.
I'm back next week, because I've got a 2-day training course with the BBC on how to work the equipment, and obviously to learn the sort of rights and wrongs of radios and what I should use and what words I shouldn't use on the radio, and how to deal with phone-ins, because my shows are going to be live phone-in shows.
Right, excellent. Well, we might reverse it. I might actually ring you up and we can have a chat the other way round.
Well, you're welcome to come up. Actually, you will be one of my guests when we do an issue on trans or gender issues, because I'd like to get a broader a broader sort of say on the gender issue and what other people think about it. If they are like me, do they think all these different genders have really confused the public?
Yeah, oh no, I'd be delighted to. That would be amazing. So right, well, good luck with the training, and
Thank you.
Cannot wait. So obviously, I think middle of June. So if we can get you back on again before, and have a quick discussion at some point before your show starts, so we can give it some publicity, because we want everyone to listen in, because I'm sure it will be a success. And I for one, oh no.
Let's hope it's not a short career for me.
Well, if it doesn't work out with them, you can come and work with us, Kelly. That's fine.
Oh, thank you very much.
Well, thank you again so much for your time. It's always a pleasure to speak to you, and really look forward to speaking to you again. Hope you enjoy yourself out there, and good luck with the training. And we'll keep in touch and get you back on soon.
And good luck with the success of the radio.
Yes. Fabulous. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Kelly. All right. Take care. Speak to you soon. See you now. Cheers. Bye-bye.
This is transradio.co.uk.
Hit music.
Your radio, your station. Playing hits 24 hours a day.
This is my station.
transradio.co.uk.